pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Do we have any comments from the public today? Seeing none, let's move on to any corrections to the agenda or consent calendar. Board members want to pull anything for discussion? Okay, we'll entertain a motion to adopt consent. So moved. Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
And that motion passes unanimously.
Okay, and there is no item 5, so let's go to item 6A, CAD design.
Okay. Good afternoon, Board Director, Megan Colby, Senior Engineer, and I am here to request approval to enter into a master service agreement and issue the first task order for CAD design solutions, and this would be for on-call CAD design and drafting services. So a little background on this is last fall the board approved the engineering department to hire an internal CAD analyst position. We did go through 2 unsuccessful recruitments this year. And so not having this CAD analyst position has kind of impacted our ability to keep moving forward with the IP project and getting design done. We've also tabled some internal CAD initiative projects, such as developing standards and helping our workflow a lot better. So we issued an RFQ in September for on-call services. We received 5 qualification packages, and we selected CAD Designing Solutions as most qualified. So over the last few weeks, we have worked with CAD Design Solutions to develop a scope of work that will not only handle doing some of these internal CAD initiatives that we have, setting the standards, helping us be more consistent, but then also preparing a number of our drafted plan sets for some of the upcoming CIP projects that we haven't been able to get to yet. I have some of them listed, but we have a big fire hydrant replacement project scheduled for next year, Pioneer Trail water line and CRB station, and then a couple of our water line projects that have to do with improving fire flow and also meeting conditions or helping with the condition assessment. So that's kind of the gist of it. Before I read the request, are there any questions?
Is this an annual contract or is this potentially multi-year?
So the task order 1 that is presented with this board agenda item would be for the duration of 1 year. They would start in the beginning of December and it would go for the calendar year. And then I think at that point we'd be able to assess their ability to meet our ask and either issue another task order. Our MSAs are typically signed for 10 years. So we would have the ability to issue another task order. We do have other consultants that we qualified on this list. So in the event that the CIP increases and we have more tasks that we need handled, then we could also issue MSAs and task orders for them as well.
Okay, and this task order has a not to exceed.
Yeah,
correct.
I noticed that. I'm just trying to correlate that with the position that was not filled, and 250,000. Is that
For a 1 year basis,
yeah,
more. But it does provide. Let me go back for a minute. When this position was first brought up and brought to the board, I think all of you understood, I wasn't that excited about building a position in the first place. And I like the idea that going this route does give us the flexibility to pull back if we need to for one reason or another. But if you once you hire that staff, you got them on board, you're stuck.
Yeah. No, I support this request. I'm just trying to look at it from a budget perspective and just making sure that we're reconciling that.
I think maybe, Nick, another way, because we did talk about this in the engineering department, is that right now we're paying a design consultant to do 1 mile of water line design, and it's, just the design component is $165,000. This person, just based on their capabilities, we've talked to them about the projects that we have on board, and they have no issue doing 4 or 5 miles of pipeline in this year that we have them, on staff. So I do feel like there's cost savings there.
Absolutely. I appreciate this approach, in order to increase our capacity, really.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Just confident staff that, I mean, an offsite can, I'm assuming that it'd be offsite. You gotta write their scope and their budget and their schedule and really close, because I have bad luck. And, so, I mean, they can really make your, budgets, and, if you can come up with some simple metric, dollars per sheet, something that you can kind of check later, down the road or periodically, and, this person generating sheets at $3,000 or $11,000, at least they'll be able to, keep an eye on it. But that's what I'm caution. I agree with the approach and everything like that. It's a project management challenge with an offsite, person like that.
I appreciate that. I'll be the one managing it, so thank you for that. Any other?
Yeah, just quickly, you also about the position agreement with the other board members, but always, curious as to, the ability to fill that position. And so were we not receiving applicants, not receiving qualified applicants, like what feedback were you getting in that process?
During both round, or actually the first round, we did receive qualified applicants. We did do interviews. Both wanted remote, full-time remote work. And the district is not offering that right now, so unfortunately we weren't able to extend a position to them. And during the second recruitment, neither of those two first candidates that we interviewed the first round had applied, and none of the candidates were qualified to meet what we were looking for. So. Okay. So the requested board action, number 1, approve the proposed scope of work from CAD Designing Solutions for on-call CAD design and drafting services. And number 2, authorize the general manager to execute a new master services agreement and task order number 1 with CAD Designing Solutions in the amount not to exceed $250,000.
One more question. Where are they located?
They are based out of Arizona.
I'll make the motion. Any other discussion?
And the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Very good. Let's go to, standing AD-HOC committee reports. Start with that. Shane, your report?
No report.
We have a Tahoe Water Agency meeting coming up, on the 8th. We did have one here on October 11th. It was, I haven't been here since then, but it was very well, attended and went off very well. Both Shelley and Julie gave great presentations about, and I think, a lot of those board members learned some things, so it was a successful meeting. Also, Aqua Association, California Water Agency, is being held in Indian Wells, November 28th to the 30th. I am not able to go to that, so if any other board members are so desire, please get in touch. Let's stay out. All right. Show board member reports.
Just want to quickly thank SCC staff for sending out the notification via social media about turning off your water for freeze, because it did in fact remind me to do it that evening, so it is effective.
We've received a lot of positive feedback.
No, I got off and I was like, oh, I went right down and did it immediately, so that was great. No, it wasn't exactly criticism, so we're just correcting that.
My only thing on board member reports is just request staff to respond. We got at least I got emails directly from the gentleman, I guess irritated about restoration of Trout Creek. I'm not aware that we have anything to do with it, but hopefully staff is going to respond to this person and find out what the beef with STPUD is and maybe talk to that person. So that we don't get any more emails. That would be great. All right, staff attorney reports. Do we have any?
It looks like we have any today.
Those are the GM report.
Okay, I do have some exciting news today. So manager of plant operations, we held interviews last Monday and had 5 highly qualified candidates, which was a good number for that position. 3 of them were internal. The panel ultimately selected Aaron Buckman to be the next manager, and he's currently the chief plant operator now. He's been performing the duties of the management role for 7 months, and he's shown us that he knows what he's doing, and he is ready and eager to lead that very important department. So we're very excited for him to get that opportunity. Then Chief Financial Officer, we held interviews October 17th and 18th, and we also had several good applicants. So to go back to your question, are we getting qualified applicants? Generally we are. I think that's just such a specific job that it made it more challenging. So yeah, we had 7 qualified applicants, and after a few days, we took our time, a few days of discussion and careful consideration, we did come to a unanimous decision, and we were luckily chose a highly qualified local candidate. So we are very excited to announce that Andrea Salazar is going to be the next CFO for the district. And for those of you who don't know her, she is currently the Associate Superintendent and Chief Business Officer for Lake Tahoe Unified School District. And she also held a very similar position at the college before that. So yeah, we are very lucky to get somebody here with her qualifications. Very happy. Yeah, and once again, I think this is just a positive reflection on the district and its reputation in the community that continues to allow us to pull these qualified applicants away from other agencies. And she's scheduled to start December 11th. Then Director of Operations, we did complete the job description for that position, and it's currently being surveyed by Ralph Anderson Associates, who did our comp study last time, who needs to determine what the appropriate wage scale is for that job. And so I do expect to bring it to the board at the next meeting for discussion and possible consideration. Then real quick on rate studies and Prop 218 process, just kind of let you know where we're at. We have provided all of the data to the rate consultant to allow them to develop some draft results, and that'll all be based on the capital improvement plan that's currently in place. And so if we tweak it somewhat between now and the end of the fiscal year, we'll have to update the rate study for that. We're currently scheduled to have the first discussion with the board around the middle of January, but once that time gets set, I'll make sure it gets on everybody's calendar. Then on the Prop 218 side, Stafford is developing the first customer communication piece, which we expect to send out with the January water and sewer bills. And then the very first public evening meeting is currently scheduled for January 23rd, and that's really just going to be a discussion with the public on our capital improvement plan, as well as the projects that have been completed over the last 5 years. So that's all I got today.
Good. Board members, well, you have water rights working.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, water rights workshop. It's currently scheduled to be in January. We were hoping to have that earlier, but conflicting schedules and trying to work it around the holidays is challenging. And so, yeah, January is going to be the earliest that we're going to be able to move forward on that. And Nick, since you brought it at the last board meeting, we are planning to have a grants presentation on December 7th at that board meeting.
Which will live in. Anything else? Any questions? Very good. And it looks like we have passed some future meetings, noticed on the agenda, and no other business.
You're gonna beat them. They moved to December 13th to give a little more time for the big season, so the one that's on there is being limited.
Wait, say that again, sorry?
ECC is being rescheduled to December 13th.
That's me.
Who's on the hook for that?
That's me.
All right.
Now we can adjourn.
Very good.